Absolutely, Nishita. This is a decision that can't be taken easily. If you really look at it, there's a lot of pressure on the police department only because he is not an inspector or a sub-inspector. He is an official. He's an official of a really high rank. An ADGP with the Karnataka State Reserve Police can't be straight out accused and fired from his job for such kind of an allegation put by a lady. There needs to be a lot of investigation gone into it, and only after proper proof and evidence will the police be able to do something about it. Now looking at proper proof and evidence, the photographs does explain the entire story. It shows it's a clean slate here. It shows that the photographs were indeed taken from Ravindranath's phone, but somehow the story is twisted around to that leans towards Ravindranath, saying that we don't know if Ravindranath himself took the pictures. That's the explanation given by a few people there. But of course, none of the senior officials have clearly stated that in front of the cameras. They're saying it off the record that we don't know. Yeah, we did find pictures on his phone, but we don't know if he himself has taken it. That's how they're sort of manipulating the entire incident. But no official word given from them, so we too can't confirm on anything, Nishita, here. But it's out in the open, Nishita. There's nothing. It's just speculations as of now, but we really understand as a layperson what's going on.
Right. Thank you for joining us with all those details there, Nabila. Well, we also got in touch with KT George soon after he finished his meeting with all the department heads of the police. So let's listen.
ಈ ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ್ ಅವರ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ ಹೆಸರು ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ್ ಅವರ ಹೆಸರಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಅದು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಡಿಜಿಪಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಸರ್, ಐಗೂರು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ನಾನು ಎಡಿಜಿಪಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವರನ್ನು ಸೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು.
ನೋಡಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅವರು ಡಿಜಿಪಿ ಅವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಈಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡಿಜಿಪಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅವ್ರು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ವಿವರ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ನನಗೇನು ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅವರೇ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಒಂದು ತಂತ್ರ ರೂಪಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆರೋಪ.
ನೋಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಅದು ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಡಿಜಿಪಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಐಜಿಪಿ ಪಚಾವ್ ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್. ಅವರು ಕೇಳಿ ಯಾವ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮೇತ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅವ್ರು ಗಿಲ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಸಬ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಗಿಲ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರಾ, ಯಾರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ, ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಅದು ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಅದು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ತಾನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು. ಅದು ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದು ಬರುವಾಗ ಅದರ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯವರು ಅದರ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಿ, ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಲ IPS ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂತ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಯಾವ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Well, that was the Home Minister going on to state that a report prepared by the DG IGP Pachau will bring to light the truth and that he would not want to make any statements on the same. He, however, said that if proven guilty, appropriate action will be taken. But as far as the resignation is concerned, though it has been confirmed that the resignation has been submitted to the DG IGP, the Home Minister claimed that there has been no resignation submitted to him, clearly trying to deny it. But we see almost a sort of a secrecy, an air of secrecy around this entire case, as the police officials as well as the government want to handle it very, very delicately, as it will be a major botch on them if it is proven that the ADGP is indeed guilty of clicking pictures of women without their permission. If not proven guilty, if the government tries to shield him at this point in time, also it is something that the people will not take too lightly. Soon after the meeting, however, when we spoke to P. Ravindranath, he said that he has tendered his resignation to the DGIGP, though the Home Minister chose to claim otherwise.
Today I submitted my resignation to DGP.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಈಗ ಕೆಲವು ಹಿರಿಯ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿರುದ್ಧ
Resignation DG ಅವ್ರ ಕೈ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಹಿರಿಯ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಕುತಂತ್ರ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು
ನನ್ನದು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ನಡೆಯಲಿ. ನಾನಂತೂ
ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ನನ್ನ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಪ್ಪ.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ನೀವು ಆರೋಪಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹಿರಿಯ
ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಲಿ. ಅದು ಏನೇ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನಾನಂತೂ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಪ್ಪ.
ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್?
DG and IG ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹಿರಿಯ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಕುತಂತ್ರ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟ.
ಅದು ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯಲಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಇವತ್ತು
ಅದನ್ನು ಸರ್ಕಾರದವರು ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನೆ ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂದೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನಾನು ಎಂಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನಂತೂ ಸತ್ಯಾಂಶವನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ DG ಅವ್ರ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅವ್ರೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕ್ರಮ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಿರಿಯ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿರುದ್ಧ
ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನಗೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ತನಿಖೆಗೆ ಸಹಕರಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನಗೆ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಹಿರಿಯ
ಸರಿಲ್ಲ
ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಿನ್ನೆ
ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಇವತ್ತೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿನ್ನೇನು ಮಾತಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ತಂತ್ರ.
ಹೌದು, ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತೇ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
Well, that was the accused here, P. Ravindranath, who went on to state that he has tendered his resignation and that he will wait for the investigations to complete. We can almost see the police officials giving the benefit of doubt to the cop here, although he went all the way to the Vikas Sauda along with his wife to explain his stand on the issue. Reports emerged from High Grants police station that the pictures have indeed been found on P. Ravindranath's cell phone, that he himself has clicked these pictures. What is the kind of action the government will take is something that we have to wait and watch. Well, after languishing in jail for the last 7 days, Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal has finally agreed to furnish a bond needed to bail him out in the defamation case. The decision was conveyed to a court in Delhi today by Kejriwal's lawyer Prashant Bhushan, who is also a leader in the party. The decision comes after the Delhi High Court had once again condemned Kejriwal's stand and questioned why he had made furnishing the bond a prestige issue. The court then advised Arvind Kejriwal, who has been lodged in Tihar jail, to furnish a bail bond in the criminal defamation complaint filed against him by BJP leader Nitin Gadkari. Remember, Kejriwal was jailed after he refused to furnish the bond needed in the defamation case filed against him by BJP's Nitin Gadkari. He had since then been insisting that the court should not ask him for one and argued that he has committed no crime. Well, this is in connection with the issue that came up in February this year when Arvind Kejriwal released a list of the most corrupt people of the country. And the big news coming in, Arvind Kejriwal to be released from Tihar jail as he has agreed to give a bond on the Delhi court's advice. Kejriwal was jailed for the last 7 days after refusing to pay the bail bond. The court questioned him as to why he had made the whole bail bond a prestige issue. My colleague Varghese joins us with more details on this. Well, Varghese, quite an anticlimax and certainly not what Kejriwal had hoped for, we can assume.
That was something that has come out of the blue, and in fact this was in fact advised by the Delhi High Court. It had in fact asked Kejriwal to ensure that he had pays the bail bond, and he moves out, and looks like now he's been able to take that advice, and he has agreed to pay the bail bond amount, and which is around rupees 10,000. This was in fact slapped on him with regards to a defamation case filed by Nitin Gadkari over the matter of naming him in a list of India's corrupt. But now, earlier he was advised by his advocates that he wouldn't be paying this bail bond, and that is why he was sent to jail in Tihar. Now it seems that after 2-3 days in Tihar jail, and there was a protest also that was organized outside it by the AAP cadres. But after all that, now it seems that the Delhi High Court's advice has been taken by Arvind Kejriwal and decided to in fact pay the bond, and now the court has now given the orders to release him once the bail bond has been paid up, Nishita.
Right, and also we understand that This comes in the backdrop of the Delhi High Court advising Arvind Kejriwal to not make this a prestigious show. Well, thank you, Varghese, for joining us with all those details. Arvind Kejriwal, who has been in jail for the past 7 days, will be released from jail now as he has agreed to pay the bail bond. This comes in connection to the case that was filed against Arvind Kejriwal by BJP leader and now Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. Nitin Gadkari had accused Arvind Kejriwal of intentionally trying to defame him by including his name in the India's most corrupt. All the Aam Aadmi Party put its weight behind Arvind Kejriwal and said that there is nothing wrong in calling a corrupt man corrupt. Arvind Kejriwal went a step further and said that he will not furnish a bail bond as he is not guilty and refused to let the court take the decision. The court was forced to remand Arvind Kejriwal to judicial custody, and now after 7 days of being in Tihar jail, the AAP chief has given up the bail bond. Let's listen to what Nitin Gadkari's lawyer had to say in this regard.
Actually, we all expected something like this to happen. Mr. Kejriwal is well known for starting a certain position and then changing it, taking a U-turn, even coming to the extent of saying, I apologize. But the whole system teaches one thing. Law is one for all. The law is above all. Ultimately, when the law requires that a bond has to be given and furnished by a person who is accused in a matter of a bailable offence, in the present case, Mr. Kejriwal had been called for a case under defamation by Mr. Nitin Gadkari's complaint case, and the law was that Mr. Kejriwal was to furnish a bond with or without surety. The court took a very lenient viewpoint and had granted him permission to file a personal bond without surety to the tune of 10,000, which amount also did not have to be deposited, but simply the amount filled in. Despite that, Mr. Kejriwal refused to follow the law and insisted on violating the law. He was sent behind bars from jail itself on 21st of May 2014. What happened after that, all of you know. As far as the issue is concerned, the court has specifically recorded that whether the writ petition itself is maintainable or not will be considered.
And moving on now, in some bizarre news, 2 children who were born soon after Narendra Modi took oath have been named after the Prime Minister himself. The kids who were born at Chandawamba Hospital in Mysore were named Narendra Krishna Modi and Tanmay Modi. The naming ceremony was performed by former Minister S.A. Ramdas. He also rolled out free clothes and promised free education to the children. Ramdas also promised to provide employment to the parents. The child belonging to the couple Krishna and Shalini was named as Narendra Krishna, while the girl child born to Madhukar and Uma was named Tanmay Modi. Well, in fact, S.A. Ramdas, who's a former minister, went a step further with his admiration for Narendra Modi by naming 2 newborn babies after the Prime Minister. The 2 babies have been named as Narendra Krishna Modi. Another girl child has been named Tanmay Modi. He has also promised free education and free facilities for the 2 babies. The two children, in fact, were born soon after Narendra Modi took oath as the Prime Minister.